Dead.
No.
Good morning, Midnight's Edge fans. We're here to tell you that we have so much more to offer you now at our Mixed Tees store. Not just t-shirts and hoodies, but we do have plenty of those, and new designs for that matter. You can also get mugs, and of course our brand new limited Amber Turds stained blanket. That's right, just for your bed.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome to Midnight's Edge in the morning, where StreamYard is still having issues interrupting mid-intro. That's amazing stuff. Let's see if it suddenly carries on where it was. Either way, joining us live today is to begin with the one I know whose microphone is working, Mr. Paul Chatto.
Hello, testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
That should be good. Also joining Mr.
If I see something, I don't know. Yes, nice to be here.
Also joining Chris Brawley.
Yuck. How we doing, guys? Glad to be here. It's Hump Day.
It is indeed.
Why I oughta.
Yeah. As you can tell, and of the final three Stooges, we have Mr. Tom Connors.
He's
I'm a
Shemp.
stooge.
You're a
I don't
Shemp.
want to be
today, sir.
Shemp.
You're Shemp. Sorry.
I don't want to be Shemp.
You
I
got
think
here
probably
late.
I'm a Shemp here because I don't even know what that means. So I was fake
I'll be
Shemp,
Curly
so
Joe and you be Curly.
I'm Larry.
Give that to me. I don't think I look like any of them either way. So,
No, you don't.
yeah.
You're way too tall.
Yeah.
So I saw them at the.
For starters.
They used to come to the Canadian National Exhibition. That was one of the biggest events. Was every year. It's our Toronto summer event. 2 weeks of mayhem, and they were just huge. I cannot tell you. So it was Mo, Larry, and they'd have whoever hadn't died yet. I think the third Three Stooges was always like the drummer from Spinal Tap. They would like always die, and then they would someone else would replace them. But I think Shemp was a family member.
He was. He and Mo were related, I think, and Larry.
Larry, I don't think was.
No,
Larry
okay.
Fine
Larry Fine was not, but
was
Okay.
not.
Shemp, Curly, and Mo were all related, yes.
And they were tiny, the guys. Like, it was really quite shocking when you saw them for the first time. But they would do some of the shtick. They were in their 80s. People just adored them. It was, all they did was show up and do some nyak stuff. And what a great time.
What else do you need? Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard. Love it.
Oh, you know what? And they did such, so much stupid stuff, but they have such classics like the Your Honor stuff. The stuff in court was, or
Yeah,
actually their
that was
classic
the
was leaving a room. They were the best at trying to leave a room, pulling each other back. And I was like, I mean, such a simple gag. They were so joyous.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they give them
the
enough.
Marx
People give them enough
Brothers
credit.
and the Rascals and the Marx Brothers. Just loved all that stuff.
Yeah.
Classic stuff.
It was
Yeah.
It was good. And the Marx Brothers, I went to a Criterion presentation at the Toronto Science Center, Ontario Science Center, which went through the Marx Brothers, and they explained the Marx Brothers in context and why their movies were not successful, because their movies, compared to everything else that was in the chains, were anarchic to the point of surrealism. They put the Marx Brothers in context of the time. People did not understand their movies. We look at it and we go, "Oh, this is fun." No, people thought that they were anarchists. It was quite a very
It was
interesting.
too ahead of its time.
Way too ahead of its time. Way too ahead. And it wasn't until Michael Todd put them into the opera movie, A Night at the Opera, and they put a parallel love story in between two people that had nothing to do with what the Marx Brothers were doing. And that movie blew up. That was their most successful film. Was
Crazy.
Night at the Opera. But it was great to hear the context of those guys.
Well, they still achieved more success than the Ritz brothers. So shouldn't
Yes.
be complaining.
I didn't like the Ritz Brothers. Wasn't a fan.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, with that, let us start moving into the proper topics of the day here. We have a number of super chats to get us started. Flying Blind on a Rocket Cycle says, "Good morning, all." And yeah, I agree with that. Good morning to everyone. Andrew Tipton has a question for Tom. "I'm in the process of repurchasing the Blu-rays I had to depart with. Which is better, Blu-ray or DVD?"
Blu-ray, by far.
I agree.
Yeah.
But don't bother with 4K.
Don't listen to him.
Too inconsistent.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well,
It's not like Blu-ray isn't any better. They all have the same problems.
Well, if it's between DVD and Blu-ray, definitely stick with Blu-ray. With 4K, 90 times out of 100 or 80 times out of 100, the 4K is an upgrade. But if it's James Cameron doing the 4K Blu-ray, stick with the regular Blu-ray.
Well, it's a lot like records now, where people are like, "Oh, vinyl sounds better." I'm like, okay, but they all come from the same digital master, so what's the difference?
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same thing here with this, except for older DVD, which is generally processed in the way they scanned them, and everything was way different back then compared to.
Well, and older LPs too, to that point, Tom.
Yeah, true. So yeah, that'd be my choice. Hyperguyver 2 says you need to look up the animated short Snow Bear by former Disney animator Aaron Blaise.
I just saw that.
Truly one of the best hand-drawn animated shorts in decades. Yeah, I heard about that.
It's cute.
Snow Bear.
My wife and I watched it over Christmas. She compared it to that. What was that animated thing with the cat that was on a long?
Oh,
yeah, it's a full length, and
Whoa.
there was no
The
dialogue.
Oscar?
What's that? Yes, exactly. I can't remember the name of it now. I think it's called.
I said it like 3 times, but nobody listens to me. So
What is it?
Flow.
Flow. Oh, I thought you were clearing your throat.
I thought you were calling your maid.
No, this is a typical thing. Nobody listens to me. But
No. It's
Yeah.
You have to,
No,
you have to make it clearer that you've got a beginning and an end there.
Yeah.
You're right,
I
Tom.
don't know, I said it like 3 times. But
Yeah, we loved it. It's very cute. It's
Tom
worth
who?
watching. 10 minutes. It's very good.
Yeah, cool. And then getting us into the first main story here, Jason Webster says for $5 Tatiana Maslany must feel like she got paroled being replaced on She-Hulk. Now she doesn't have to keep defending the indefensible.
Now,
And
is this
yeah,
even proven? Is this even a real thing? I mean,
we are about to get into that because this
who
is,
said
of course,
She-Hulk was going to be in the damn thing in the first place?
the only ones who've been saying anything here so far are the usual crew of tipsters or and scoopers, and that's who are back in action here as well. Now, this write-up comes from comicbookmovie.com, but they, of course, are not the ultimate source here. They're just doing the write-up, and in their write-up, they do get into it. So this then comes. What they're saying here is multiple social media scoopers are saying that Maslany is out as She-Hulk with, and here's your red flag, but sometimes green, you don't really know, My Time to Shine Hello, resharing comments from last November by writing, Marvel Studios wanted to use She-Hulk in a big way for Avengers Secret Wars. The problem is that Tatiana Maslany has no interest in working for Disney. If they're unable to convince her to return, the options are to remove the character altogether or recast the role. So according to My Time to Shine Hello, then, it is Tatiana Maslany who doesn't want to work with Disney. And they really want to work with her because they have a big role prepped for She-Hulk in the upcoming movies. Now, Chris, let's begin with you.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, exactly. Do
I
you believe this story?
not really. I I got to say, though, I was a huge She-Hulk fan back in the day. Believe it or not, it was not a very well-selling comic book, but it was funny the way that John Byrne wrote it. And she was sort of the fourth wall breaking character before Deadpool came along. So it was usually quite funny. And she was played sort of as a good girl art, very sensual looking and alluring and sexy. So I have the full run still, believe it or not. It bagged and boarded in my long boxes. And I don't remember She-Hulk playing a big role in any of the comic things surrounding Secret Wars or Doctor Doom. I know she replaced Ben Grimm as the Thing for a while on the Fantastic Four. But this Tatiana Maslany, they would have never, back during the strikes, you remember she was trashing Bob Iger. She was telling people on her Instagram to cancel Disney Plus and Hulu. So they made their minds up 2 years ago. I'm seriously skeptical of any story that says that they were planning on making her a central character. And furthermore, they've already recast multiple characters in the MCU. Why they didn't do it with Black Panther, I have no idea. They should have done that with T'Challa, but they did it with Iron Patriot, War Machine, Rhodey over in the Iron Man movies. So they could do that here. I'm just thinking this is much ado about nothing. I'm seriously skeptical, like you guys are, that she was ever planned to be part of or playing a big role in this Doomsday movie.
Yeah.
She's a TV actress too. I mean, that's the other thing. Are they going to make Ironheart a big deal in this movie too? Or all the TV show B, C, and D role characters going to?
Well, that obviously was the plan. I mean, you see, like Miss Marvel, she was elevated to the big screen fast enough, wasn't she?
You see how
that was a big point. Yeah, you see how well that turned out. And same thing they did with the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, which was a sequel to WandaVision. If you hadn't seen that, you'd be pretty lost, because their strategy at the time was that the movies and TV series were working in tandem, and every bit as important, all of it. You had to see freaking everything. Everything was homework. Yeah. And if you missed one thing, you'd fail the test. So why wouldn't they put her on the big screen? Why wouldn't she be part of the all different Avengers that they were building towards? Of course, now they've scrapped all of that and went back to the drawing board. So now it's different. But
that might have been the plan before the TV show came out, but it was a disaster.
Totally.
So I don't know.
This was one of, personally, because I'm a sitcom guy, one of my biggest disappointments, because notwithstanding the fact that a lot of people have bad feelings about Dan Slott, this was probably his best comic book run. Agreed. And I have all of Dan Slott's She-Hulk Attorney at Law. They are hilarious.
Yep, they are.
They are really, really well written. And the Spider-Man one where he sues J. Jonah Jameson and the ending of that, these were super original ideas. Yeah. And now, for whatever reason, I'm sure one of the problems with She-Hulk was that they weren't able to use all the different characters that Slott was able to use in his comic books due to licensing and all that bullshit, right? Sure. But this was the perfect show for a sitcom run, and they just completely screwed it up because Jessica Gao just had no idea what the fuck she was doing. Yeah. And this could very well have been a parody of legal procedure dramas. Because you do, again, this could have been like Airplane or The Naked Gun, where you play it totally straight and you've got these weird ass people in spandex that you're defending.
Yeah.
And you don't make a joke out of it. And you just treat it really, really real. And I mean, she's a wonderful character. She likes partying. She likes having sex with men. Mm-hmm. She has a fantastic body as She-Hulk. And yeah, it's like everything about it could have been great. So anyway, sorry to repeat myself, but this is
one one correction to what you said there, because you said that Jessica Gao didn't know what the fuck she was doing.
Right.
I reject that defense of Jessica Gao. She knew exactly what she was doing. She was doing the wrong thing. It's
Okay.
very different, very
I
important
agree.
distinction. So it's not that she destroyed She-Hulk by accident. She did it knowingly, willingly, and on purpose, because there was no universe where she was going to do the series that you wanted, that she should have done, something that would have won the fans over, because she explicitly saw the fans as enemies and wanted to use She-Hulk to make a statement about the fandom and what she and probably many others at Marvel saw as very, very problematic of the fandom, because here they have done this amazing thing. They have made the MCU more open, more inclusive, more accessible. Now it's for everyone, and it wasn't before, when it was the biggest franchise in the world, right? When everyone and their grandmother all over the planet went to see the latest MCU movie, oh, that was no, it was too closed up. Now it's open to everyone. And how dare some of you little incels complain against it. So we are going to use this entire series to mock you. And they probably didn't know that they were mocking the entirety of what remained of their audience. And the series broke not just She-Hulk, but the entire MCU.
Yeah, and identification has continued. If you watch the interviews with the crew of Starfleet Academy, none of this story is meaningful to them. It's their identities and how they're portrayed. This is not stopped. This is not ended. We're still living in bullshit land.
Yeah.
Well, irony of ironies.
Go ahead, Tom.
I say irony of ironies. Edward Norton has been recast as She-Hulk.
I'd go for that.
He's easier to work with, they say. So, yeah, no, I don't. There's about as much validity to that as there is probably this rumor at this point.
Well,
because like I said, who even said that She-Hulk was going to be in the movie to begin with?
Yeah.
Now, if anything, I believe they fired her because I don't buy this bullshit that she's not. This is what makes it so unbelievable: is that she won't work with Disney. Okay, that's what makes it unbelievable.
Yep.
I don't believe that because she is not like Leonardo DiCaprio or some other actor who has the option to turn the shit down. Because let me tell you what, right now, if I was her manager or agent and I found out she just turned down the biggest fucking movie of all time, bye-bye, you're fired. We're not going to carry you any longer. See you. Get the fuck out the building.
Look at what happened with Jonathan Majors.
Exactly, because at this point, she just didn't get offered it. It was never going to be a thing.
Yep. This is a ploy by her agent to make it seem like she has some sort of cache to be able to say, no. I said I wouldn't work with Disney. I'm not working with Disney.
Yeah.
Now, please give me work, somebody else.
Hey, she knows Cynthia Nixon, you know.
Yeah. I guarantee you with 98.9% certainty that that's exactly what happened. That was my very first thought here all along.
Yeah.
This is a case of, you can't fire me, I quit. Or rather,
exactly.
She got fired 2 years ago. She's probably known for a very long time that she's not coming back as She-Hulk. That's why she opened her mouth against Bob Iger in the first place. And probably it's her team, maybe her manager, who is the one that has put out this story that, no, Disney wants her, but she doesn't want to work with them. It's a very problematic company now. They're trying to do course corrections. We can't stand that. So they really need to increase the offer to make it worth her while to swallow all that pride to work with Disney anyway, for the fans, because the fans want it. Obviously, what they're hoping by putting this out there is that there are going to be some kind of like viral campaigns, so you can have write-up of like fans want her back, because you have like 10 paid bots on X asking for her to return, all of which are under the employ of the manager, and try to say, oh, the fans want this. That's what this is about. This is one of those, not even for the chess, but like more like Chinese checkers moves that some agents are trying to play every once in a while. That's what I think is going on here. That's how the scoopers have gotten a hold of this. The agent of Maslany put it out there.
You guys have heard of Alex Perez, self-described Marvel insider. So during a Q&A back in August, he floated the idea that She-Hulk was going to feature prominently in the movie. And I guess ever since then, this rumor has refused to die. I don't know if Alex has the inside scoop of what's going on at Marvel. And I don't know that even if he does have an insider's peek at what's going on in Marvel, if that person that's feeding Alex information is even feeding him anything that's true. I mean, they probably could have said that Echo is going to feature prominently in.
And they would have been right at the time. Because here's the thing, right?
Okay.
All of these movies, like all of Phase 5 and 6, they were about establishing new characters, the characters that were going to take the MCU into the next phase going forward. That's what they're about. I mean, even Kevin Feige said so himself when quizzed. These movies, they just seem all over the place. Is there a theme here? The theme is new introductions. So basically, in all of these movies and all of these series, we met our new Avengers. She-Hulk was obviously going to have a big role. That was in the cards. You don't need to be an insider to guess that. You can only make so many Disney Plus series, so you're going to make the ones that matter. You're going to do the ones that matter for virtue signaling and virtue points and stuff like that, plus the ones that are going to be paid off on the big screen sooner down the line. So obviously the original version of the Avengers, it was going to have She-Hulk. It was going to have, what's his face, not Ghost Rider, but the dude with the identity disturbance, Moon Knight,
yeah.
It was gonna have Moon Knight. Hell, it was even going to have Echo in a smaller role. It was definitely going to have Ironheart, because she was our new Iron Man in the all new, all different Marvel that they were building towards at the time. Now, there was just one tiny little problem with this plan. One tiny little problem. Namely, that the audience rejected every single last motherfucking one of these nobodies. And not because of the characters, but because of their shitty writing, because of the virtue signaling that went on screen and behind the scenes in the writers' rooms, where you had people suddenly elevated into a writing position that weren't qualified to be there. Jessica Gao being a prime example. Should never have been there. So many should never have been there. And they just made all of these horrendous identity showcases that were completely and utterly unappealing to the audience. That's why they failed. Marvel has always been able to introduce characters that may be well known in the comics, but completely unknown outside of them, and make them popular with the general audience. That is what the success of the MCU is built about. I mean, look at what the Avengers is. Arguably, Marvel at the time were able to make the biggest franchise of the world with B-string characters that were virtually unknown outside of the pages of the comic book. And all of them became icons. Today, Captain America is an icon. Iron Man is an icon. Thor is an icon. All of them were, to the audience at large, worldwide, completely and utterly unknown. They were no.
I would put it to you that Iron Man was a secondary or even tertiary character in Marvel's universe when you were reading comics.
Yeah, the number one character in the original Avengers, as far as most well-known, was the Hulk.
Yeah, indeed.
And with Marvel shoehorning all sorts of individuals into the system, pushing out straight white men, ironically, one of the most natural non-identity additions was She-Hulk. If they had gotten her right, I don't think anyone talked about She-Hulk as being your DEI, Avenger, right? I mean, no one. Everyone was going, "Oh, great, She-Hulk."
Yep,
she was fine. No one had any problems with her. People have a lot of problems with who replaced Steve Rogers. I won't get into who and why, but no one talked about She-Hulk as being a substitute. It's really too bad that they just couldn't get her right.
They really botched it, and I'm glad you mentioned that Dan Slott series too. I've got all those in trade, and they were hilarious. They were so well done, and he didn't turn her into a bra burning feminist icon. She was, like you said, she was loose but effective. It could have been an Ally McBeal Boston Legal with superheroes. They should have done it. They didn't do it. The crossover with Daredevil didn't even bother to get into the legal. He's an attorney also. Matt Murdock is. Where was that? It's almost like, sometimes it's like Dan Slott was handed a character and he had fun with it. He explored it in ways that she hadn't been explored before. But Gal was given a character and said, okay, how can I make this about female empowerment and man hating?
Working.
Yeah.
The lectures. But you had a character, you had an actress who was willing to play that. I mean, she leans into all the identity politics trends, and she's calling Bob Iger out during the writer's strike. She's the one saying cancel Hulu because Jimmy Kimmel got laid off for a couple of shows.
She's just an actress. If they had written it properly, she would have been fine. She's a good actress.
Well, you're right. But, it also helps that sometimes when the actors keep their opinions to themselves,
Hey, listen, I could not stand the cast interview with Strange New World. And
oh my gosh.
Completely they have bought into their own way.
Yeah.
That was painful. It would have been wonderful to hear one of them say, well, this is okay, but it's not Roddenberry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. They will never say that. They hate Roddenberry.
Oh yeah.
It seems like everything, even with the new show, the Star Kids in high school or whatever it is, Starfleet's Academy,
Starfleet 90210.
There you go. You can
stop insulting 90210. Jesus.
Yes, they're trying to correct Roddenberry's vision.
Yeah,
it's weird.
But when that's your raison d'etre for creating a show,
it's more like Melrose Space.
That's a good one. Love it.
I didn't like 90210.
Oh, 90210 at least had more class and popularity. So that's the thing. Everybody keeps calling it 902. At least 90210 was cool at the time. This is not cool. There's no Jason Priestley
90125. So
it is just.
You know what? Call it Starfleet Falcon Crest then.
Dawson's Fleet. That is closer to what it is.
Oh, nice.
Dawson's Fleet.
Nice.
There you go, Thermal. Yes.
I'm going to use that in my review. Thank you.
Because to me that's an insult to 90210. But anyhow, sorry. Go ahead.
The other problem is you've got right now we're in awards season, right? So the fart sniffing reach arounds are going on right and left. They're all patting each other on the back. Ironheart got 7 Image nominations at the NAACP awards, and of course Marvel's crowing about it. It's eventually you think they've just gotten high on their own supply.
You mean black people didn't do anything better this year?
Well, she's an icon,
To whom?
Herself. She's iconic. The whole thing. Eventually, I think we will come out of these woods. I don't think that Avengers Doomsday is going to get us there, but we'll see.
I hope Doomsday is good.
I would like it.
So too.
I would like it to be.
All it can do is surprise me at this point, right? Like I have no faith in it, none whatsoever.
No, and that's legit. I think that's the proper emotional state to be in now because we don't trust Disney, right?
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
well,
yes, sir. I'm just going to say that is the right attitude because with that attitude, you can be pleasantly surprised.
Well, if you're not hopeful, right, any surprise will be a pleasant one.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the expectations have been sufficiently lowered. It's your best shot ever, Marvel. Here's your best chance at redeeming yourself.
Yeah.
And I don't care if She-Hulk's in it or not. I really couldn't care less.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there could have been a clever storyline here to be done with, Deadpool and She-Hulk bringing the Marvel universe together somehow in this weird fourth wall breaking kind of storyline. a la Deadpool and Wolverine, but that's not going to happen. They take themselves way too seriously at this point. They think they're going to be able to bring back all the original actors, and that's going to be enough to get people back into theaters. And it might open the movie, but at the end of the day, we all have been saying this for a while. This is not going to change anything. This is not going to fix anything. It's just going to probably be more of the same. And I think I'll be just as surprised as everybody else if the movie's any good at the end of the day. So Tatiana Maslany being talked about right now. The only reason we're talking about her is because, like Andre said, I agree. Somebody in her camp probably brought this up to the press, and the fact that she's not in it is a big blow to her ego on top of her bank account.
Oh, and
like I
her
said,
career.
Exactly. And there's no goddamn way, no way in hell any agent or manager is going to allow you to say, no, I think I'm going to pass on the biggest movie of all time. Just ain't going to happen.
You remember Tatiana was on that podcast when Deadpool Wolverine was coming out, and she kind of joked around that she apparently was in 2 scenes in the movie and got.
I don't think she ever was. That whole thing, I think, was sarcasm against
Me
this
too.
type of reporting.
Me too. But I think it's curious now, sort of in hindsight, that if she does not appear in Doomsday or Secret Wars, maybe there was something to it. Maybe she was kind of joking about it, and maybe her scenes did get cut.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. The day she said something shitty about Bob Iger was the last day she worked there.
That's what
Yeah.
I think.
I remember that story and the details around it, and I think that was her bad attempt at being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember if it was Mike Zero or if it was some Timu Mike Zero. But it was either Mike Zero or Timu wannabe Mike Zero. I think it was some Timu wannabe Mike Zero who reported that there was some kind of conflict between her and Ryan Reynolds because she apparently was in Deadpool and Wolverine, and then her scenes were cut and she was super duper angry, and lawsuits and this and that and the other, things that do not make any sense whatsoever, because an actress has no power whatsoever to be angry or to sue or anything like that if her part is cut from the movie. This happens to begin with, right? That's something that happens.
Right.
That's one thing. The other thing is it makes absolutely no logical sense at all why she would even be there
in the movie.
because there's ignore the logistics, just purely creatively. There is
Right.
no place in that whole movie where there's even a door open to Deadpool interacting with She-Hulk in any way, shape, or form. That door is not even ajar. So that was a completely made up story. But still, you had this Timu Mike Zero making video upon video upon video of Maslany being angry and suing Ryan Reynolds. And this was the only place it was reported. It was just by this one YouTuber and literally nowhere else.
He made 2
my
dozen
hunch,
videos.
he up.
Yeah.
Well, no,
It
but I
was
think
Mike
Andre's
Zero.
right.
It wasn't Timu. It was Mike Zero himself. But of course,
Okay,
I was
maybe
gonna say,
still, I'm not finished. But still,
Sure.
and then Maslany, she did the biggest mistake she possibly could have done. Rather than to ignore this completely obvious bullshit, she decided to make a joke about it, thereby signal boosting it. And no one knew what the hell that she was talking about, because this had literally zero traction anywhere until she, I think, a misguided attempt at being funny and being sarcastic, just signal boosted Mike Zero, if indeed it was Mike Zero.
If
And
she was
it
smart,
might-
she should have
well,
been.
may well be.
She should have said, "I'm going to be in Avatar." I was supposed to be in Avatar 3 and this and that too. By the way,
Yeah.
And that would have made the joke at least sound like a joke. Because Andre's right. At the time, nobody knew that she was joking. And if you step back and look at Deadpool and Wolverine, there is no spot for her. There is zero original Avenger or any Marvel cast besides Jon Favreau in that movie, right? Like, and it's that way for a reason. And Ryan Reynolds even said when he reached out to everybody, he reached out to pretty much every every actor who was in a Marvel movie that wasn't a modern Marvel film, and if they were, it was because they recast, obviously, like, Chris, right? Like, that made sense, and that was part of the joke. There is no other characters in that movie that are from the modern Marvel stable. So, like, for her to say that, it's completely a joke. It was just, it landed horribly. And I agree with you guys. It was just stupid. And I don't think she's even, I think she was fired back then. And that was kind of part of her joking around about it, is she knew that this character was probably never coming back. They were never going to get a second season.
Yeah.
It tanked horribly. The response to it was just bad. And at the end of the day, I think we spent more time talking about this than her and her agents did, because she's on her way to other things in the world. So,
Well, yeah, and they knew it 2 years ago, like when the show just didn't get renewed, right? So,
well, that's what we keep hearing about some of these actors too. Now, am I saying, is she not maybe upset or disgruntled? Oh, absolutely. I'm sure she is. But I don't think she's upset with Disney. I think she's just more upset that she's not going to be in more of these shows or movies because she knows her show tanked and nobody has any interest in her. So, and it's their own fault. Because like you guys said, they took one of the most popular characters and turned it into this.
Yeah. It's certainly, when she said that about Iger, I agree with you, Tom. That was it. You're out.
Yeah. No, Iger has too big of an ego. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she knew she was out already. She probably didn't just say that off the cuff and then think, oh no, maybe I've ruined the chances for a season 2. No. It was a done deal. Now, why they keep bringing Mark Ruffalo back? I
think because he's the cheapest one of the bunch, to be honest.
Maybe so. Yeah, probably so. So.
He's an insufferable Hulk. He doesn't
the insufferable Hulk. Yeah,
the insufferable Hulk.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's move on here.
Yeah, let's get into super chats, because until we get any kind of confirmation on this, I just don't buy it. SFX F314 Sabretooth Raptor sends in $2 to ask how Midnight's Edge Twilight Edition is going. Well, hopefully I'll have a new channel set up here very shortly. It's just I got to get it done, and then once we get it launched, let everybody know about it once we do an official thing and all that kind of business. So yes, hopefully here before the end of the month that will be up and running. Then we got John the Apocalypse, who's been here for 40 months. Thank you for that. I think we've been talking about this story for 40 months. M. Miller says Kurtzman Trek S31 dominates the Razzie nominations. Does it really? That's hilarious if it does. And then we got Captain JPS 47, who says Beverly Hills 90210, Cleveland Browns 3.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Drew Tipton says, did anyone hear about Indy the dog from Good Boy winning the Asterisk? He's an adorable dog. Give him the Oscar too.
Yes,
I did see something about that. There was some award show where the doggy won over the real actors.
Well, did they have any doubt?
Yeah, right.
Well, I didn't know he qualified.
Wow, hey.
Even if he's a good boy.
I don't watch.
They can play basketball. You don't watch what?
I don't watch horror movies.
Oh, horror movies. I haven't seen the film yet, but I mean, I'm not surprised. It was kind of like a thing for a half a second. Darth Maul's lower half says, Star Trek Academy, have you seen the clip in which the cadet has swallowed her comm batch? I think he means badge. What do you think the Borg will do when they come across that ship?
That depends entirely on who's on the board and if they even watch it. I mean, you have a number of members on the board that famously brag about, I don't even watch the movies, and vote entirely based on who they think should win, who deserves it. I don't care about the movies proper. So it depends on the board. I mean, it depends on the people voting. How virtuous are they? Do they value actual content, or are these people that are true believers, like we saw some of the people at the Golden Globes were? If that is the case, well, then who knows?
Well, maybe we're misinterpreting this comment when they said swallowing her comm batch. Maybe that's an OnlyFans reference.
Oh, well, speaking of
good one.
I had a segue there and I just lost
swallowing something.
No, it wasn't about swallowing. It was about the awards, Golden Globes. Yeah, speaking of awards, here's the Razzies, the official Razzies. And Snow White, War of the Worlds, and Hurry Up Tomorrow lead the 2026 Razzie nominations. What is Hurry Up Tomorrow?
Don't know it. If it's not something that we have that's popular, it doesn't work as a
Now
Razzie.
even the Razzies are nominating movies nobody's ever seen.
No, that goes against the Razzies. Really, the fun of the Razzies. It's a popular movie that didn't like that.
But here's the nominations: Worst Picture, Electric State, Hurry Up Tomorrow. I haven't heard of any of these. In the Lost Lands, Snow White, and War of the Worlds. Last two I have.
Electric State was the Netflix debacle.
Yeah,
I don't.
Beautiful graphic novel, but
there's your point. There's the reason right there. I haven't seen or heard of it because it was on Netflix. Worst actor, we got Dave Bautista from In the Lost Lands, Scott Eastwood from Elurium, Ice Cube from War of the Worlds, Jared Leto from Tron Ares, and The Weeknd from Hurry Up Tomorrow.
That's a tough category.
Yeah. Worst actress, we got Ariana DeBose from Love Hurts, Heather Graham from Gunslingers, Mila Jovovich from The Lost Lands, Rebel Wilson from Bride Hard, and Michelle Yeoh from Star Trek Section 31.
I agree.
Worst supporting actor, we got all 7 dwarves from Snow White,
Boy.
Nicolas Cage, Gunslingers, Stephen Dorff for Bride Hard, Greg Kinnear for Off the Grid, and Sylvester Stallone for Allurium. There you go. And then we got worst supporting actress, Anna Klumsky for Bride Hard, Gal Gadot for Snow White, a write-in. That's a shoe-in that she probably won. Ezra Gonzalez for Fountain of Youth, Amara, I can't say that shit. Okukri, correct? In Lost Lands, Isis Vavara, fuck it. From Alarium. What is this Alarium movie? I've never even heard of this. It's got tons of people in it. What the fuck? Paul W. Thomas Anderson has got the nomination for Worst Director for In the Lost Lands, and he probably deserves it. Rich Lee for War of the Worlds, Joe and Anthony Russo for The Electric State. Oh, the Russo brothers directed that.
Yeah.
Trey Edward Schultz.
You don't listen to me.
I know you don't. No, the difference is I heard you. I just don't give a fuck.
That's legit.
At least you're willing to say it.
Yeah, Mark Webb for Snow White. Worst screenplay is The Electric State, Hurry Up Tomorrow, In the Lost Lands, Snow White, and War of the Worlds. Worst screen combo, all 7 artificial dwarves in Snow White, Ariana DeBose and Ki-Hu Kwan in Love Hurts, Robert De Niro in Alto Nights. Oh, so Robert De Niro played 2 parts in that, whatever that is. Ice Cube and his Zoom camera in War of the Worlds. The Weeknd and his colossal ego in Hurry Up Tomorrow. Oh, interesting. Worst prequel, remake, ripoff, or sequel, Five Nights at Freddy's, Smurfs, Snow White, Section 31, and War of the Worlds. So I wouldn't necessarily say Section 31 ran away with it as it was initially kind of.
Why was Bride Hard not nominated worst movie, but everyone who acted in it was nominated?
It did get a lot of nominations, but it managed to not get worst picture. Yeah. Interesting indeed. So there you go, kids. I thought the Razzies were closer to the Oscars, but I guess they're already out.
Well, they only goes to show what a shitty movie year it's been when that's the best the Razzies can muster. I mean, you can take or leave the Oscars, but when you haven't even heard of the most of the Razzies, it's been a bad movie year.
Well, and
That's
girl
a
from
good
Snow
point.
White, she wasn't nominated, right? I mean, Gal Gadot was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
That is weird.
The Razzies, how far they've fallen. It used to be
Yeah.
fun because it would be movies you knew, a lot of all the actors you knew, and it was sort of like, oh no, but now it's sort of like we're used to Stallone being in crappy movies, right? And Nick Cage for that matter.
Indeed.
Yeah, that almost seems like an easy target in a way, but
Yeah.
not like I'm not saying Stallone's a bad actor, but you're right. He manages to make a crappy movie every once in a while for the paycheck.
Plenty of them. He's got a good list. Did you see somebody played that Norm Macdonald skit on SNL where
Yeah, that was good.
it was great? Talking about a kid dying of cancer and making an arm wrestling movie about it or something. On and on. Just started banging every bad Stallone flick. It was great. It's great.
I looked at my rearview mirror and I thought, oh no, here comes Judge Dredd.
Have you seen Cobra? He's talking to his wife. Yeah, it's great. Fantastic.
So yeah, there you go. Kenneth LaRock says it was Borg, not bored. Yeah, I think I understood what you meant by that. As far as the Borg goes, I think they would say there's no intelligent life and just move on.
No, I think if they showed up on the show, they would be the writers would subvert our expectations and humanize the Borg as the good guys.
They'd have a trans Borg character.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And they would be the good guy.
Yeah. And then Pilgrim Media says, who hates Mark Ruffalo after the award show? Oh, I hated him before.
I haven't liked Mark Ruffalo in about 15 years, I think.
I hate the fact that Wisconsin has to claim him because I think he's from Kenosha or some shit like that.
Very on brand.
Well, to me, hate is a strong word, but I certainly find him very uninformed. And the thing, it's fine to be uninformed as long as you do not try to make others equally uninformed. But he is constantly weighing in, giving his opinions on matters on which he is not qualified to have one, and expect to be taken as an expert, and for all of you to bow down and listen to him, because he knows better.
Kneel before his insufferability.
Indeed.
Exactly.
So yeah,
bow
so
down
we're
before
caught up.
the one you serve.
Yeah,
We're caught up on super chats and Rumble rants. So what else is in the news today?
Well, of course,
we lost Scott Adams. I
Scott
guess.
Adams passed away. Yeah, and
Yes,
somebody
we did.
was comparing how People Magazine reported on it versus how People Magazine reported on O.J. Simpson dying. It was a stark difference.
Wow. Okay. Humorous. How did they do it? Because for those who aren't aware, Scott Adams, of course, he started out. Well, he started out as a telecoms engineer, and then he became the creator of Dilbert, which he kept drawing right up until the very end. And for the last few years, he started being a little bit more Joe Rogan-ish, and he became a little bit more based in his social commentary. And he would give frequent social commentary, and he
Is it just me or is Andre crapping out?
No, Andre, I think you are joking.
Gotta love the fucking internet when we're supposed to be working. The one time of the day it should work, but it doesn't. Anyhow, so yeah, supposedly this guy's racist.
I think you can show what I just dropped in the back, and it'll give you the comparison with how people handled OJ versus how they handled Scott. So Scott, obviously Scott Adams became a Trump supporter around 2015. Scott was known as the creator of Dilbert, and he also had gotten into hypnosis and studied that for a while, and was talking on the Joe Rogan podcast in 2015 that he thought Trump was going to win because Trump was using persuasive techniques that Adams had studied in his hypnosis for years. And of course, as soon as he came out in any support of Trump, the next thing you know, he's persona non grata amongst all of his friends. The reason he was on the Joe Rogan show was for Dilbert, and he had started getting into books and stuff too. But believe it or not, if you ever saw News Radio back in the day, the TV show that Joe Rogan was one of the cast members on, Scott Adams appeared in a little cameo. You weren't supposed to know it was him, but because of Dilbert, he was at the same coffee shop as Joe Rogan, so they had a scene together. I actually went back and listened to that Joe Rogan podcast episode yesterday after Adam's wife had announced that he had passed away. It was sad. The thing is the media, you just can't hate them enough. I mean, I guess that's really what the lesson here is. And it's not just People Magazine. If you go to
yeah, there was worse ones than this. That's what I was saying. Like, one's flat out called him racist in the headline and some other shit. Yeah.
Well, even Deadline said Scott Adams dies. Controversial Dilbert cartoonist was 68. That's all they had to say about it.
Well, I mean, notwithstanding the fact that I don't know whether it was a faux pas or not, but there was some kind of statistic. I think he was mentioning it on Rogan or in some kind of conference where he was a panel member where they mentioned black crime statistics.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
And so I don't know what the exact quote was. I don't know whether it was taken out of context. I don't know whether people decided that this was something that was going to be a great clip and they were going to go with it to just pull down a member of MAGA. I have no idea. But notwithstanding that,
I can answer that.
Let me finish my point. The point is that his compendium of work, the number of people who have ignored his complete contribution just to focus on this tiny point in his life, is really disappointing.
Yeah.
Andre, over to you.
Yeah.
You have the right interpretation.
Yeah, well, let's see if my connection holds. Very typical that it's going to break right now. But basically, yeah. Now, Scott.
Did we lose him? Damn.
We lost him.
He's doing it on purpose just to increase the drama.
What it was you're right, in that he was looking at black crime or something like that, but he had gone a little bit further, and it was something about showing how black sort of a poll had been taken about them not wanting to be helpful towards white people and how violence against whites was increasing in black neighborhoods. And he said, you know what, I'm tired of helping. Just if you're in a black neighborhood and you're white, you should probably move out. So that's effectively what was said. And of course, immediate, and he even went back.
Now,
and
if
said,
a black person had said that, it would have been fine.
Maybe. You're right. No, I
maybe my ass.
But he even said later, when asked about it in the LA Times, he says, look, I was being hyperbolic, but I was trying to make a point. And of course, Dilbert got dropped by newspapers across the world because of his abhorrent racist remarks. And I guess they never forgot, or at least they haven't forgotten now that he's dead. But, I feel like at the end of the day, when they're doing something like this, when they're trashing you in death, when you can't say anything, it's a badge of honor. That it means they couldn't break you in real life, and he was an effective fighter, and he didn't sell out for fake approval. I think so much of what people do in the entertainment industry is about getting some kind of fake approval, and he never did. So they're dancing on his grave today, and so be it.
I would say that his robust support for Trump early on was a bigger issue, and this is just their entry point to insult his memory.
This is their excuse to take him down.
I think that's probably true. I think there's a lot of truth to that.
What they're trying to do right now, and again, hopefully my connection holds this time, because luckily Chris, you were able to say what I was going to. That's really what the issue is about. But now they're not saying that. Now they just tar him as a racist without giving the nuance, without saying anything about everything that he did to relations, all the charity that he did specifically for black causes, because he did. All of that is right now forgotten, wiped out, never happened, because he went against the party line, and he said something that he called attention to some statistics that many would rather no one look at. So now it's very important that no one go and look at what he actually said. So he just must be tarred, disgraced, made verboten, erased from history. That's what they're trying to do here, because he said something very, very dangerous.
Well, apparently he also had
to some people.
Yeah, that's right. Apparently he also had a deathbed confession for Jesus. I think he was hedging his bets and looking for some eternal fire insurance, but whatever. And
he said another thing. He did another thing as well that also made him a target.
What was that?
During the pandemic, he was very, very clear that everyone need to get the treatment.
Oh, that's right. The
Yeah.
jab.
Yes.
Yep.
And then afterwards, he did some arithmetic where he found out
Yep.
that those who didn't get the treatment,
Did better.
kind of, yes. And then
Yeah,
got
he
cancer.
actually expressed regret about it. In
It's
hindsight.
tremendous.
Well,
yes.
this is the actual headline here with the full bit here where it says Dilbert was pulled from wide circulation after Adams' racist comments in 2023. Does anybody want to take a guess at what the author of this looks like?
People staff.
Croatian?
Let's play this game.
Croatian.
Well, my first guess would be a white liberal woman. Would be
Yes.
my very first guess.
That would be mine.
You want to take
Yes.
a guess at what she looks like, or what they?
Victoria
them-
Nose
Adult.
ring?
That's
I think
Pink
she's
hair?
probably an
big good
overweight,
possibility.
unattractive, and overweight.
Rainbow flag somewhere?
Oh,
Wow. Okay, there you
Wow. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Love it.
Wow. Okay.
well, she likes.
She looks
sports
just
ball.
like Dilbert.
That's funny. That's funny.
go. Oh
That-
man.
Wasn't Daniel Stern the guy that played the voice of Dilbert? He's kind of got his own.
I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I wish I had more to say because, like, I'm aware of Dilbert, but I have very. It's fun.
It was never a comic I got into, so I didn't follow it too much. So I wish I could say more about the guy. I wish I knew more, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't want to body shame, but bring that picture back up
Sure.
again one more time. Remember that skit in Spaceballs where you have President Scrooge trying to beam into the office next door? And
Why didn't anybody tell me my ass was so big?
Exactly, like his butt kind of like ends up on the front side. When I look at this picture, I don't know why, but I'm reminded of that skit.
It's because her gunt. That's why.
You know, she
Did
didn't
you-
just write that and post it. Somebody at People said, "Yep, thumbs up, let's go," which is the same problem at Disney. It's not like the people who wrote She-Hulk were the problem. It was the people who said, "Yes, this is approved. Let us proceed."
Yeah, but this actually highlights another issue, and that's this report we mentioned in a previous video that came out in December, where it was basically stated that as of right now, white men have been so targeted that they are severely underrepresented in editorial staffs and newspapers especially all over the US, and they've been replaced by people that are of a persuasion and opinions that maybe make them unfit to write news in the first place, but they were kind of like quoted in. We're looking at that right now.
Yeah.
So I've got the picture of the woman who assailed Bridget Bardot
Oh my gosh.
when she died at 91 recently.
That's
I
right.
don't see the connection between these two people.
No, there's not unrelated.
They can't connect because their guts would get in the way from them getting in the same room, Paul.
And yes, this individual is of the traveling companion persuasion also.
Wearing comfortable shoes, I see.
Correct.
Very.
Very
They look
comfortable.
like
And
Crocs on, like, what do you call those?
High heel Crocs.
High-heeled Crocs. Yeah.
and I don't understand. You know, it's amazing how, from a DNA perspective, that you can get hateful individuals who all want to trash famous people who have actually contributed something. What is that? I don't get it.
Well, we live in an
Specifically
age,
white men, yeah.
Yeah, well, we live in an
I'm glad-
age of
yeah.
narcissism and jealousy.
I am glad you brought up Bridget Bardot. That's an excellent example, Paul. You know, because no one wanted to talk about her animal activism. You know, they just wanted
Dark
to talk
Hero
about
fans,
some
right? Those are
comment she made
hooves.
30 years ago.
Yeah,
Those are
and
hooves,
you
not
know,
leaves.
people will be talking about this writer forever, and Bridget Bardot will just be a moment in time.
That's right. A wonderful moment, of course.
A wonderful moment, great
Such a
bikini
beautiful-
moment.
Oh, she's so pretty. So pretty.
Yeah,
I wish Scott Adams' family, blessings, and I thank him for all the laughs and the common sense and the sanity. I'll leave it at that.
That was a great strip, which again, that's what they should be leading with. I mean, this was, a super influential script. He really was the person who probably was responsible for Mike Judge's movie.
I think you're absolutely right. Dilbert, Office Space. Yeah.
Yeah, Office Space. I don't think you'd get Office Space without Dilbert first.
Yeah.
And Dilbert, I believe, was making fun of the culture of Motorola, which we actually did some work for, and it was a nightmare. And the idea of bureaucracy and stupid bosses, this all came from Dilbert. I mean, I cannot tell you the number of people, especially in the tech field, that were influenced and just loved Dilbert.
Just entertained, yeah.
Oh my gosh! And this, he hit my favorite one. My favorite, maybe my favorite comic was his boss, who was an idiot, right?
Sure.
Was having problems with his laptop, and Dilbert said, "Well, give me your laptop." And the boss gave him his laptop. He raised it over his head, shook it, gave it back to the boss, and the boss says, "Oh, okay, this is working now." It was an Etch-a-Sketch. Which again, no one here now knows what an Etch-a-Sketch is.
I got
right?
it, but yeah.
But
unfortunately, it's a toy that hasn't lasted. But
that was pretty funny.
Oh, I didn't know he was in Babylon 5. Wow.
Yeah. So according to Flying Blind, he had a great cameo in Babylon 5, and here you go. So rest in peace, Scott Adams. Indeed.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then
moving back into only for the fact that you're a racist turd and not for 39 years.
It reminds me of the Dr. Seuss, right? Because of course he's gone, and now people have been talking about all the racism in the Dr. Seuss books.
Where?
Come on, it's
I don't know,
some stereotypes.
Oh, I forgot about the.
That's right. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, that's my favorite one of his.
Well, Roald again. People seem to give Roald Dahl a pass because his books were so wonderful.
Good point.
But the man was an anti-Semite, but
not to mention he hated children too, I guess.
Yeah,
that's what was good about his books. Actually, that's why his books worked, because he hated children.
Yeah. He was also a good Norwegian, raised in
never
England.
Had one.
So, yeah.
I don't think he had any kids.
I thought he did, but he still.
Oh no, he had plenty of kids, I think.
Oh, did he? Okay, so
yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking of Adolf Hitler. I mixed the two up.
Yeah.
DCB Titan says Ruffalo is from Kenosha. God damn it, Kyle. I think so. I for some reason I remember him being from Kenosha. Jason Webster says Mickey 17 is so bad, couldn't even get nominations for Worst Picture, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Supporting Actor for Mark Ruffalo.
He was horrible.
Yeah.
He was.
Who else?
Bad in that.
You know who else was so bad in that movie? Well, the lead actor himself. He was. I thought he was.
Oh yeah,
awful.
Twilight Boy.
Yeah,
I thought he was pretty
Robert
good
Pattinson.
in it.
Well, I thought he was really chewing the scenery, and he went like way too far. Like me personally, I think he's a really overrated actor. Like, I'm very aware that I'm watching acting whenever I see him in anything. I have to be honest.
I'd rather see Robert Patrick.
I'm very like I'll happy to admit when there's someone I'm skeptical towards that suddenly blows me away. He hasn't done that. Certainly not in Mickey 17. I thought it was a really lame movie. And of course, Mark Ruffalo, he was the worst part of it. In addition to the whole script, like the whole movie was rendered irrelevant the moment when Kamala lost the election. Then that movie was expired and they could have just grabbed it without ever releasing it. But Robert Pattinson, I just thought he was. Yeah,
thankfully, I'm not the only one saying it because I get so much crap for it.
Yeah, I liked him in it. If you don't like actors who look like they're acting, then you can't like Meryl Streep.
She's another one that's kind of like. Well, I mean, that's the thing is she's like Meryl Streep whenever she's in something. Yeah.
Yeah. Have I said I like Meryl Streep?
No, I'm just saying. I'm not accusing you of anything, but
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, like probably one of my favorite Meryl Streep roles is when she's in Death Becomes Her. That's one of the few times she is kind of like not overacting so much, or the overacting works for the movie. Let's say
Devil Wears Prada. I thought she was absolutely perfect.
She's playing a very similar role, though, in that sense between the two, if you think about it.
But anytime she had to put on some accent, drove me nuts.
Yeah, she's basically playing some uppity bitch in both movies. So
she's going to be
it's kind of funny
because of my assessment. I know that.
Yeah, she'll write you an angry letter, or rather, she'll leave a nasty comment on this video.
She will. Pack and Proton says,
"Sorry,
no, you're fine." Pack and Proton says with $5, fun Stooges fact: the grandson of Mo wrote the final episode of the '87 TMNT. Good episodes too. I did not know that.
Oh,
the more Tom knows. Dean Krantz says Scott's blog helped to change my opinion of Trump. He broke it down in ways a dumb old Marine could understand. Remember, we must tease reporters.
Thank you for your service, Dean.
Absolutely. And then Robert James Films says predictions for upcoming Girl Boss horror film: They Will Kill You and Send Help. They both look insufferable. This is why Ballerina failed. Now, I have not heard of these two, but
hopefully they have really low budgets. Then they have a chance. Then they have a shot.
If they're going girl boss with horror films, and that's like doubling down already, because 90% of horror movies already have basically like this. Well, okay, I hate using the term girl boss because they're not. What traditionally is a horror film is you have the virgining flower, right? The girl who's the shy, keeps to herself, and then often has to be brought out of her shell to face the villain, right? And then she becomes, this heroic figure. That has always been a stereotype or an arc in these type of films. So if you're going double down on that, I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't know how that will even look.
The Send Help, that's the Sam Raimi stranded on a desert island, two co-workers. Rachel McAdams is the head.
That looks like fun.
It actually looks interesting in that it's an interesting premise that should have already been thought of, right?
It's a great premise.
Yeah.
Let me guess, though, it's a girl and a guy, and the girl's the one who comes up with everything that saves.
Well, they're combative co-workers is the thing. They're on a business trip, and they already don't like each other or something. I think the guy has been a real douche nozzle or whatever to her, and he gets more hurt than she does in the plane crash.
Oh, I saw the trailer for this. Yes, now I know the one you're talking about. Now that you explained it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it's Sam Raimi, and I don't like everything he does, but I always am willing to give him a shot. And I don't know. Hopefully, it's going to have girl boss tendencies for sure. That's the one called Send Help. We'll see.
But it doesn't feel implausible in the sense that it's not inaccurate to say that a person in management position is less capable than they claim to be. Female or male. I mean, we all know men who shouldn't be in the positions that they own. But I mean, again, it'll depend on how competent she is when she lands on the island and when she is. It looks to me that they don't Mary Sue her, that she actually does suffer quite a bit, but then decides that she needs to take this on, and he becomes jealous of the fact that she's able to accomplish the things that she's able to accomplish, but it looks like there's a learning process. It's not like suddenly she lands and she knows how to use a lightsaber.
And the other one is the Zazie
They Will
Beetz.
Kill You.
That's Zazie Beetz, and it looks like Zazie Beetz gets hired as the housekeeper of the Dakota.
It's kind of a mix between Rosemary's Baby meets what was that movie with the bride where she's like finds out the family has the game they play, what they try to kill each other.
That's
kind of what it looks like.
That's why I said the Dakota, Tom. I thought the same thing. It's a Rosemary's Baby.
It's like it looks like a mix between those two. Yeah.
But I'm not a Zazie Beetz. I mean, she's never been compelling to me. I don't know.
Zazie Beetz is a person? I thought those were headphones.
I think that's her name. I could be wrong.
Yeah, that is her
I
name. I mean, she's the actress who was in Deadpool 2 and the first
Yeah, that's
Joker.
right. I know.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't
she's
think
pretty good. I like her.
I don't
I
care
like her
whether
better
it's
than Robert
man-
Pattinson.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
I don't
yes.
care whether it's a man or woman, but whoever they hire for an action role, I kind of want to be able to picture them as being the right person for the role. When Anna de Armas was cast for Ballerina, she's like 5'2", 90 pounds. I'm going, okay, fine. No, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why I loved, even though she can't really act particularly well, the MMA girl in
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano. She carried herself legitimately in Mandalorian.
Yeah,
Like,
agreed.
I didn't care whether she could act or not. It didn't feel like a airlifted actress was put into the role. And again, there's a ton of female, not body doubles, but what do you call stunt doubles, who are gorgeous. I've seen them, and they got abs and muscular, and they know what they're doing. And some of them are 6-foot goddesses. For God's sakes, give them a chance to take that role of being a woman who can take care of themselves, not Anna de
Tarantino
Armas.
did with Death Proof. What's her face? The main lead in that was Uma
Correct.
Thurman's body double and stunt double for her movie.
And how was that?
Yeah. The movie itself was fine, but it just Death Proof was a very mishandled film. And I feel like they should have re-released the movies like they did on video. They released them separately in their full versions. That's what they should have done in theaters. They should have just re-released them as their own movies in theaters.
That was that Grindhouse.
With the Grindhouse thing, because that fucking confused everybody, and everybody left before Tarantino's movie because they didn't realize there was another movie in there. And it was like, oh, okay, yeah. But like Death Proof is probably Tarantino's worst film, but that's not saying anything because it's still a good movie.
Man, those scenes, the girl's
it's still a good movie,
Zoe Bell, and she is on the hood of a car. Now, of course, she's connected to it, but it's doing 80-something miles an hour down the road. That's
but she's basically playing herself in the movie. But
she is. Yeah, that's right. Zoe Bell. Yeah.
So, anyways, that's
but
why
I agree with
Ballerina
you.
failed, because no one cared.
I agree with
about
you, Paul. It takes me out of the movie if the female is doing stunts that even Wonder Woman. I mean, yes, she's a superpowered Amazon, but she's a waif, right? So it was kind of hard, but you sort of said, okay, well, she's a superhero, so she's
also half god, But
yeah,
no,
right.
It's all timing. It's all timing, if you ask me.
Grace Jones could pull it off. There are some actresses that can pull off having greater strength or nimbleness or whatever. But
did Gina Davis pull off what was it? Kill, Death, or whatever that.
Long Kiss Goodnight was great.
Long Kiss Goodnight.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. It's all about timing.
Yeah.
See, it's all about timing. It's the fact that we've had too much, too soon, too often with this girl boss shit. And that's where it doesn't matter if Ballerina was good. It doesn't matter if Furiosa was good.
Yeah.
The fact that we've had too many girl boss movies, and you're basically having these characters that are using their male counterparts to launch the films with is the problem. And this was the problem I had with Fury Road to begin with. Was I'm like, I don't know what movie everybody keeps seeing here. I don't know why it's being so praised, because all it is just basically Mad Max with tits, only a worse written version of Road Warrior.
You're talking about Furiosa or
Fury Road, period. And then they decide to do Furiosa. I'm like, well, who thought this was a good idea? Because everybody praised the shit out of Fury Road, but everybody fucking forgot that thing flopped at the box office.
Yeah.
Like, that's what everybody forgot about.
I thought it was fun, but I agree with you. I don't disagree with anything you're saying, except I did think Fury Road was fun.
It had its moments and visually stunning, but it does not fit. It does not fit in the Mad Max universe, in my opinion.
They should have had Old Man Max show up somewhere. I think,
totally.
One thing that I've thought about, with this girl boss thing, what they need is some kind of John McClane type character for women. What was great about that first Die Hard movie is He was just a schlub. He was
The
a
reluctant
cop.
hero. Yeah.
He stepped on all that glass. His feet are bloody. I mean, he looks like he is going to lose. He's dirty, but somehow he manages to pull it off, not because of some weird camera trickery, but just good writing.
No, you just wrote a good movie, and this is where we need to sit down and write this movie. You basically have a woman. It's literally like Die Hard. Come up with a clever title like that, where it's a woman trapped in a high rise because of terrorists, and she uses her smarts as a woman, not as a cop, to defeat these guys. Right? Like, you know, not the same kind of thing like John McClane, but it is the same thing. But she uses, like, you know, whether it's makeup or this or that or the other to kind of defeat these guys, a la Home Alone. There's a good movie you want to see. You want to see a woman being a woman. You want to see a man being a man. We don't want to see a woman doing the same things a man does, because that's just a dyke, right? At the end of the day, we don't need that. We've got plenty of action heroes. We don't need any more. And when we see female action heroes, what we want is like with Gina Davis, Long Kiss Goodnight. Yes, she can kick ass, but she's still a woman, right? Like, her whole point in that movie is she's trying to protect her daughter and all this other kind of stuff. So, you know, there's still that aspect to it. Is like, we still want to see a woman be a woman. Even Kill Bill, right? Like, Uma Thurman's kicking ass through that whole damn movie, but still at the end of the day, it's about her being a woman, and she looks good doing it.
She's getting her butt kicked in a lot of
In some scenes, she does. In fact, I said that in the second film, she only wins 2 fights, and only one of them she wins sitting down.
Yeah.
The best, the most, I think, politically correct girl boss scene was the shower scene between the black actress and the white actress in Undercover Brother. that to me is like, that's really the height of.
Okay. And Tarantino can even do that with people like Pamela Geller.
Pam Grier.
Yeah,
Grier.
Thank you.
Pam Grier, yeah.
What a great movie that was.
But Pam Grier's the way she carries herself, right? Like, that's the thing, is she has that
royal jelly
that, like, when she walks in the room, she is the godmother of soul. You can't, you know, like, she just has that persona.
So good.
You could do something that's kind of like a Medea is a house cleaner, or no, a janitor at a high-rise building, female, and she uses the janitorial closet, things found in the closet, to beat the terrorists. There you go.
Okay, that's a bit sensitive.
Okay, it doesn't have to be Medea. You can make it anybody. Oh, because you could, I think, just a janitor. It doesn't matter who, male or female. There's your comedy.
What? Not a computer programmer? I'm sorry.
We already did that with The Net. Remember Sandra Bullock's The Net?
Yeah. But she wasn't black.
I think we remake the movie with Zazie Beetz.
There you go. Yeah.
That
would be interesting to see a new Net. Like, that Net movie was kind of ahead of its time now compared to what it would be now. I'm curious. Because, like, you know,
can they remake that now? I'm not sure.
I mean, it would just be like you can't do it with the
It's
same
different.
Yeah. I mean, with the identity theft that goes on now, I mean, there's a story there, but like, it just would be like basic. Like, that's the problem with remakes. Unless you come up with somebody that makes it worthwhile, then they just come off crappy.
Yeah.
DCB Titan, like the new Burbs. Who gives a shit? Like, it's not, you're going to compare that with a Tom Hanks movie, whether you like Tom Hanks or not. Just ain't going to happen. DCB Titan says, according to the recently released UK government game-read propaganda, facts and statistics are right-wing extremism. Oh, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Well, we have sadly heard variations of this before, haven't we? Like, I remember during the lockdowns when we were told, do not do your own research. Doing research, that's bad. It's right-wing. You just want to listen to what mainstream news tell you.
We tell you what the news is.
People do. Exactly. Listen to Mark Ruffalo. He knows the score.
He knows. Yeah.
I always worry about governments that are actually part of a monarchy. They tend to get more and more authoritarian.
Marksman 1170
company included, Paul.
Yeah, right.
Pardon me, what?
Unrelated to Paul, speaking of, Marksman has a question for you. He says, would you consider doing a Greenlight video on Space King and what it did right? would make great advice for others trying to do the same. Well, that's considering if Paul actually likes it, but yeah.
I do. I love Space King. I watch it,
Yeah.
but I mean,
Okay,
they're
there
just
you go.
short. I mean, I don't know what to say about it. It's anarchic, crazy, fun, making fun of Warhammer, and all the space games and steroided men inside of mech suits. I mean, I don't know what to say.
All the things you just said tell me that I probably wouldn't get it.
It's funny. It's great. They're all man, and they're man children. That's actually what's funny about Space Kings is that they're all man childs. Is that the right?
So
word?
how different is it from that fake show that was on Grand Theft Auto 5?
I don't know.
If you watch TV, there's like this space show that's on. I don't know.
No, okay.
Anyway, everybody says I would love it, but here's the thing: all the things y'all just named, I'm not into. So like, I'm not sure I would get the jokes. I'll be honest with y'all. I mean, it's not like I'd just probably be going like, I don't get it. I mean, some of them might land for me, but I don't know. I'd have to check it out, I guess. We'll see.
If you like Adventure Time, you would probably like it.
I never watched it. Don't know.
Okay.
And it's violent and it's misogynist. It's great. Everything about it is great.
More violent misogyny, please.
Like King Kane Rumsky says over on Rumble. Why would I watch anything without turtles in it?
I like turtles.
They had to do turtles like this
Maybe.
rather than the Seth Rogen version.
Well, we're caught up on super chats. So with that, was there any other stories we had to touch on, Andre?
No, we are fully covered for today. This is what had broken, well, by the time we had done our show notes.
Nobody else has died between now and the beginning of the show, because it feels like
well-
every other show we're talking about somebody dying now.
Well, we already did cover one death today. How many more do you want?
That's my point. Like I said, it seems like every day we seem like we're covering. Anyway, otherwise we could talk a little bit about Timothy Busfield, but Jesus Christ.
No, gosh.
Holy shit.
I need to.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what's worse, that or Melissa Gilbert covering it up. See, that's what I think is most people are talking about.
Well, I think
So-
that I don't know necessarily that she knew,
I
but
think
she
she did.
was trashing. Somebody had said something about Epstein in one of her Instagram posts, and she was saying, "Look, there's even a 15-year-old is a big deal," because in reference something that happened to her on Little House on the Prairie, and apparently. Her husband was diddling a couple of boys on a recent TV show that he had done. So I think
This is actually
she
this is
nuked her whole Instagram the other
well, this
day.
is weird because this is the thing, not to get too deep into it, but like this is something that stems back from the 90s, I guess. And I never even heard about this. So he initially had gotten accused back in the 90s.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And got out of it. Okay. And then the other side of this is she's being accused of playing part in the grooming process
Oh no.
of
This
the
is
most
news to
recent
me.
ones. It's like she bought gifts and stuff for these boys. So that's
Hmm.
another thing. So, and then the dumbass went on the lam. Yeah. Yeah. Talk about a disappointment, because this guy was in a lot of stuff that we grew up with in the 80s. So, yeah, it's too bad.
Now he's in jail.
It seems even worse than the one with the guy from Star Trek and Seventh Heaven and shit. What's his name?
Oh yeah. From
Yeah.
Star Trek the motion picture.
Yeah,
Decker.
yeah. But yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah, I think
that,
this was he had someone had leaked recordings of him confessing or admitting to
Yeah.
having feelings, or I can't remember the whole thing, but
I can't remember if he actually physically did anything or not, but yeah, I can't recall offhand.
disgusting.
Yeah, either way. So yeah, this is a developing story, I guess. And dropped the other day and was just like, what the fuck? One of the nerds is a diddler? Great. So with that, kids, let's get out of here, I guess. There's nothing else. Chris, what you got going on over at Bleeding Fool?
Today we we talk a little bit about the Godzilla Minus Zero. It's got its release date was announced for this year, November 6th, I believe, about 3 days after it debuts in Japan. We also talk about Tom King has got another animated Mr. Miracle green light. It's an animated series, another DC property for him to take all the joy out of. We got a story coming up on Tim Burton's Attack of the 50-Foot Woman remake. And I have to just quibble a little bit with Andre's assessment that no one had ever heard of Thor and Iron Man. I mean, if you went to a 7-Eleven in the 70s, you got a Slurpee, you saw these Marvel characters on that cup. So,
Well, I know. I'm not
heard of them, at least.
Yeah. I'm not talking about the comic book audience. The comic book audience, they obviously had. I'm talking about mainstream audience, not just in America, but around the world, because these figures, they are known all over the world. I assure you leave you go to the 70s and you ask random people in America how many are familiar with Thor or Iron Man. I doubt it's going to be many, provided they're not reading the comic books. Would you agree with that?
I'm too jingoistic to argue with you, sir.
Yeah.
No, I think what Andre's saying is you had like Spider-Man and all those guys are way up here.
Those were
Thor
famous.
Those,
yeah. Everyone would know
Captain
Spider-Man.
America, though? Come on.
He had a bit of a resurgence in the 70s. I will agree with you there, but it was never on a level like that you would say that he's this huge.
Yeah.
And
not
the moment
strange.
the moment that you leave America, you go into the rest of the world. And I'm saying the rest of the world because the MCU is a worldwide phenomenon. And most of the characters in it were completely and totally unknown to the public at large.
That would be an interesting experience.
And for instance, like Captain America, wow, he's huge all over the world. I assure you, he wasn't. He was before the movies. Few people, like for instance in Norway, Captain America's never been a Captain America comic in Norway. Ever. Like, he's been guest appearances in other things. But in my country, there's never been an Avengers.
How about Conan comics?
Oh, that we've had. Oh, hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Honestly,
far more famous.
I was going to say, if you hit a certain point, like Conan is probably more famous than Captain America at points in the early 80s. Definitely, because of Schwarzenegger film and all that.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Absolutely. I don't even compare. And the MCU changed that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it did. It did change that.
Paul, what do you
that's
got?
what I mean.
Me?
So what do you got going on?
Just watch Call Me Chato. A new post.
Did
was,
you drop your new video that you sent me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. It was. Yeah, because I even commented on it. Duh.
And I haven't seen your comment on the video yet.
Well, I just said what I said to you in the email. It's funny how she conveniently forgot about Dave Chappelle, who was probably the most famous making jokes about trans people.
He's not a Brit, so he's
not a Brit. That's true.
And she is. So that's my theory on that.
You forgot to do the joke, though. The joke there is, well, you know the obvious reason why she left him out. He's not British.
Right. Yeah, she's not going to go after a black man. So I might have an appalling news today. There's certainly enough to go around. So
do check out Paul's new video, though. It's really good.
What's the name of it?
Watch my shit. There you go. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
I don't know the actual name of it, but he talks about that disabled British comedian who was trying to tell Rosie Jones, thank you, who is trying to teach folks how to tell woke jokes.
Oh,
yeah, three ways how you can learn to be responsible joke tellers, unlike those horrible transphobes, Ricky Gervais and Jimmy Carr. That's what she's telling us. And I go through her 3 steps to being a kind and considerate stand-up.
Indeed. So with that, we got one more super chat in the meantime. Jason Webster says, with the success of Housemaid, we will get a slew of similar films on antagonists with menial jobs: the janitor, the butler, the dog walker. Don't we already? And they're all starring Jason Statham.
The Beekeeper.
I was gonna say, I mean, he's in all these movies, I think, too. I'm the butler. I'm the dog walker. I'm the janitor. You know what I just watched last night? I saw his his newer movie, The Wrath of Man. Like, literally, just dude keeps remaking the same movie, and we're just like,
Dude, that's what I'm saying. I'm in the formula. It's so known that you may as well rename it into a Jason Statham movie. Like, for instance, John Wick, that's a Jason Statham movie that just so happens to star Keanu Reeves instead of Jason Statham. Same thing with Nobody. It's a Jason Statham movie that isn't starring Jason Statham, but it's a Jason Statham movie.
Pretty much.
I mean, it needs to be like a new subcategory of action movies, Jason Statham movies, whether they star Jason Statham or not.
Here's the movie. You tell me which one this is. Jason Statham is a former Green Beret / whatever the fuck it is, trained killer assassin thing.
Rambo.
He's living a normal, quiet life now, and somebody close to him gets killed, and he's got to go for revenge. Which movie is it?
All of them.
Expendables 1 through 4.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
The Wrath of the Working Man. That's what it is. AKA the janitor.
You talk about these unfunny female comedians, Hannah Gadsby and Chic.
Oh.
What's the late night host that had the Virgin movie this past year? I can't remember her name.
Virgin?
Rachel Maddow or something? I don't know.
No,
May as well have been.
she had a late night show for a little while that was just so obviously fake. You know,
The
maybe-
Indian woman? Are you talking about I know who you mean. She had that talk
Doing It,
show.
I think was the name of the movie or
yes.
something.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I know the one. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. She's the South Asian.
What
woman.
about him?
She was basically a virgin that was supposed to teach a sex ed class or something. Just
That would have been a great sequel for the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh wow!
You know, you can't really
yeah.
sequelize that, right? There's the way you do right there. Is like you have him. He's only been with one person, and he's teaching a sex ed class. Yeah,
Tom, why
but he
aren't
wasn't
you
a
in charge of
teacher. So
Hollywood? Why aren't you in charge of Hollywood?
I don't know. I'm like the sequel guru, like in Key and Peele speech.
Sequel
No.
guru. Yep.
Now I got to go put some Cowboys in Back to the Future 3. You know what's funny about Jason Statham is how much I realize he's in all these older films before I even know, like Ghosts of Mars. I forgot he was in that, and he's got a full head of hair and all this other stuff. He's always pops up in all these older films
He's
before
in
he was a
Spy.
big.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
Great
that
movie.
he was already a star, but I'm talking about when he was younger, not such a
Oh,
big
yeah,
star
sure.
yet. Yeah.
Pre-transporter.
Pre-transporter, whatever, kind of put him on the map. But yeah. Anyway, with that, Andre, is there anything else we should plug before we go?
No, I think that's about it. Stay tuned. This stream redirects to that park place, so check that out. Jason Webster points out for $5 Australian, breaking Indy the dog from Good Boy Firm as winner of Best Actor at the 98th Academy Awards. Right? Yeah, that'd be something.
It'd be interesting if a dog actually got nominated for an Oscar. That would be something.
Yeah, that would just put the cap, the feather in the cap for the year 2000.
I want to see cats out front protesting.
That would
Oscars
check
2
some
dog.
boxes. Love it.
Oscars 2 canine. With that, kids, let's get out of here. Take
Yeah.
care of yourselves and each other. We'll see you on the flip side.
See you guys.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala.